Okay, so you know blockchain is big when someone posts a picture of an ad for a crypto or a blockchain in a ballpark. Yes, someone on one of my Facebook groups posted a picture of an ad for Tezos in Citi Field. If you're not familiar, Citi Field is the home stadium of my team, the New York Mets. It's relatively new. It replaced Shea Stadium, which is where I went growing up. Shea Stadium was built probably a year or two after I was born, so by the time they replaced it, it was getting pretty old. But it's special to me because that's where I went to see ball games growing up. So you've probably heard of Tezos, and I found a bunch of stuff on it. It's very interesting. It basically is designed so that you can make changes without having to fork, and now, like what we're seeing with Ethereum, they're trying to make massive changes and they essentially have to fork. They want stakeholders to participate in governments, decentralized, can include. So they're trying to, you can monetize if you come up with a good idea, smart contracts, and this is interesting. There's formal verification of contracts, mathematical verification of contracts. Proof of stake, so it's proof of stake rather than proof of work, which means it doesn't require a huge amount of computing power, and they have ways of enforcing good behavior. And I just want to show you the Tezos white paper. So maybe it looks better here than it did on my phone. This is a serious, yeah, it looks like they actually, it's very interesting. When I looked at it on my phone, I'm going to download it. When I looked at it on my phone, it did not look like this. I was probably looking at it, was able to tell it was written in a language called LaTeX, probably, which is used a lot at universities to do formatted documents. So this is a mathematical representation. See, this was all in code here. So states and an invalid states. Let the set of valid blocks is S. And so total order on S is extended. Okay, now you're getting into real math. So let's see, it looks like so you got, I guess, the state before, maybe an invalid state, and which is and the blocks are subsets of the state. Set of blocks are and the valid blocks are the, I guess, the current blocks. Set of valid blocks is current blocks in unit. With now you get into mathematical notation. So they go through all this here. They go through the different code, and if you download this, is a lot easier to read than if you try to read it on your phone. If you go to the website and try to read it on your phone, no. Does not look right. Did not look right to me. So, let's getting back to something that's a little bit more understandable, that a little bit more in English. So, you can validate, you can, let's see, store and use. So, they're talking about here, not your keys, not your crypto. Activate. So if you're contributing to the how to get started, public. Okay, I am not sure what that is, but they also have their Learn section. You can create a wallet, use a wallet. I believe, it even uses the Ledger wallet. And then they have the developers portal. And it looks like they have a number of ways you can write smart contracts. The Smart Pi, let's see what it says here. Using your choice of, and it all compiles to Michelin, which is the contract language of the Tezos. So it's their version of, let's say, Solidity. And types. What is this? Attributes of each type. Storable, pushable. So this goes into the language here. Instructions. So this, I'd like to look at some examples of it to understand, but you don't have to write in Michelin. That's the beauty. You can write in something much more familiar like Smart Pi. That looks a lot more user-friendly than trying to write in Michelin. So I'm looking at this. So you got store value, replace, and you could, so it's a Smart Pi to OCaml, and that goes to, looks like it can go to Michelin or HTML. That seems kind of weird. They have you'd like to integrate Tezos with your application. So you could integrate Tezos with Swift. That's the language for iOS and Mac OS. You can integrate with Tezos for Android. You can do Golang, TypeScript. So they also have a bunch of different explorers. I guess this is, you can see, this looks like a pretty nice one. Different blocks. So there's a lot here. I think probably good to set up a node. They did, I can show you, let me go back somewhere here. Run a Tezos sandbox. So this is how you can start playing with it by creating a local Tezos node. And I think that's what we're going to end up doing. So this is becoming a very popular blockchain. It has a number of advantages over Ethereum. You can code in it using a version of Python, which is really nice since Python is such a common language. And I think this is something worth exploring a bit more. I mean, when it goes on the ads at Citi Field, that says people are getting real interested in it. So anyway, hopefully this has been helpful. And if you found this helpful, please subscribe, please ring the bell, please give a like, please share it with your friends who might be interested, and I will speak to you next time.